All right, this is our video for Wednesday, April 15th. Today we're going to review solving inequalities. And so just a reminder, on Monday we talked about changes to the AMI. Yesterday, we talked about reviewing solving equations and formulas. Today we're going to review solving inequalities. Tomorrow we're going to talk about solving absolute value equations and inequalities. All of your homework is due by midnight on Thursday. And Friday we'll have a little ACT style quiz over chapter 1, solving. All right, so with solving inequalities, there are two differences that you need to remember. That if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you must reverse the inequality symbol. Otherwise, you don't get a true statement. And the second thing you need to remember is that when you're solving, you don't get a single number for an answer. They usually end up with something like x is greater than 1, which there are infinite numbers that are greater than 1, and so we graph our answers on a number line. And so again, this is just a good review. This would be an open circle because the one's not included, and everything bigger would go to the right. Okay. So I want to work a couple with you real quick. Just a refresher. If we had 4 plus 3, parentheses 1 minus 2x, greater than 37, the directions would be to solve, and then graph your answer on the number line. And so we would begin with distributing the 3, so we'd have 3 minus 6x. And then we want to get the x on one side and numbers on the other side, but I'm going to combine these first real quick. So this is going to be 7. And then I'm going to subtract the 7 over. And then I'm going to divide by negative 6. And when you divide by a negative, you've got to remember to reverse your inequality symbol. And so I want numbers that are less than or equal, or excuse me, less than negative 5. So on my number line, I'm going to go to 0 and negative 5. And again, I don't have an equal sign, so this would be an open circle. And I want numbers that are less than negative 5. And so if I want to check my work, I could pick a number less than negative 5, let's say negative 6. And I'm just going to plug in negative 6 and see if I get a number greater than 37. So this would be 12 plus 1 is 13. And 3 times 13 is 39. And 39 plus 4 is 43. And that is a number greater than 37. If I had not reversed the inequality symbol, I would be putting in things like 0. And if I put in 0, I end up with 4 plus 3 is 7, and 7 is not greater than 37. So if you multiply or divide by a negative, you need to reverse your inequality symbol. Now, we also talked about something called compound inequalities back in August. And a compound inequality is where they combine two inequalities into one. So I have 4 is less than or equal to 1 minus 3x, which is less than or equal to 7. You could separate into two pieces, and you could work it 4 is less than 1 minus 3x, and then 1 minus 3x is less than or equal to 7. Most of you chose to work it all at the same time. And so we need to get rid of 1, but we need to get rid of 1 on all three pieces. So I'm going to subtract 1. That's going to leave 3 is less than or equal to negative 3x is less than or equal to 6. Make sure you subtract 1 from all three pieces. Now I need to divide all three pieces by negative 3. So 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. We'd have x left in the middle, and 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. Because I'm dividing by a negative, I need to reverse my inequality symbols, so x is between negative 1 and negative 2. So on my number line, I've got negative 1 and negative 2. This time I have equal to, so these would be enclosed because they are included, and we want numbers that are between. And so we could pick a number in between, plug it in, and we would have a true statement. So for today's work, you're going to have a worksheet with a few problems where you're just solving a single inequality. Some of them will be compound inequalities. Be sure and put your answer on a number line.